prosecute and put somebody to death who converted from Christianity to Islam, we would have an uproar here. The idea, the Iranians do enough bad things in this world. The idea that pick on Christians like this, the Muslim world has got to rise up and say we have a right to be Christians no matter where we are, and you've got to stop this stuff.
You know how the Saudis have there's no love lost between the Saudis and the Iranians. It would be kind of interesting if somebody from Saudi in the royal family stood up and said, absolutely not.
Yeah,
and if they said something like that, not to create more problems amongst the Sunnis and the Shias, but to have not just a moderate voice, but a strong voice come out and say, absolutely, that doesn't happen.
You don't think the Saudis are equally as nervous about the Iranians as the rest of the Middle East?
No, I think that they are.
Sure.
But I'm saying that if they wanted to make sure that there was a lot of unity around the world to support them against Iran, they might consider sticking up for an innocent person like this.
I don't know this. Maybe you guys know this. Has CARE, you know, the group here in America, have they come out and in favor of the pastor? I mean, that would go a long way to say, hey, guys, we're trying to have, prove that there's a Muslim, moderate Muslim population.
You know why? I don't think they have. And part of that is because the thugs who are in the Muslim community who are the terrorists scare the heck out of moderate Muslims who will not stand up and speak out. This has got to end. Christianity is the world's, I think, second largest religion behind Muslim, and we have a right to exist wherever we want. And in Syria, we know the Syrians are killing children, they're killing women, they're killing Christians, and frankly, I think our government...
We're standing by, Bob.
Do you agree? And there should be sanctions put on these people. The Syrian story has not been covered enough. We should cover it more. Can you tell me,
but why are we
Danny,
having a double standard on it is the problem?
Well, one, I think it has been difficult for journalists to get into Syria, and we saw this week two Western journalists killed when they were trying to do their jobs to report on this story and to show the atrocities. That's one of the great things about journalism, is what the power that a free media can bring to an issue and attention. I remember Mike McCurry, who was President Clinton's press secretary, saying that at the same time that everything was happening in Serbia, that if they had had more information from than on the front page of the New York Times every day about Rwanda, they might have been able to step in and do something sooner. America does, the Western world does seem kind of hogtied when it comes to Syria, and it's baffling.
The big problem is, what kind of people, kills Christians, riots over a burned book, they kill each other. It's not about it's really not about two different worlds. It's about two different eras. We are in the 21st century, and we are dealing with people in the 6th century. It's almost an impossible... We're at a bell curve where we have reached a certain point, and they are still way back here. They will kill you over religion. They will behead you over religion. We don't understand that. The only way we can stop that is to stop that.
Eric, let me ask you a question about this. There are 100 million Muslims in the world, I guess, or 110 million Muslims.
There's... a billion.
Or excuse me, 1,100,000,000, right? Okay. Now, a percentage of these people are reasonable, moderate people. Why don't you think they don't stand up and say something?
They should.
Is it because they're scared?
That's what I just said. I would love to see it happen here because they're trying to make such a play. Even this whole issue with the mosque downtown and CARE and the whole moderate Muslim group saying, there's a percentage of them who are extremists and they're over there. They're not here. Well, okay, they're over there, but they're also, a lot of the money that they're getting comes from over there. They can turn around and say, enough. You're not helping our cause. We're trying to prove that we are a moderate people. Well, here's a good way. Turn around, CARE, make a public statement, send it over there and say, we absolutely despise what you're doing with this Christian
There's no leadership there, though. That's the problem. I'm disgusted by this double standard, too, and I don't understand why we're standing by and letting people be just murdered in Syria. I don't understand why people aren't outraged and sticking up for this poor, young father of two who is so courageous, and it seems like we're turning a blind eye to it.
It's not a liberal hiker out in the woods of Iran.
No. I guess the question is, what do you do to Syria? And it seems to me we can't go and have a war in Syria or Iran, but we certainly could put the sanctions on that we have on Iran. But let me move to one other topic because the producer asked me to do this, and I think he's right. We need to talk about this. Obama took a lot of heat because he apologized for the destruction of the Quran, among other things, in Afghanistan Do we think that's right that he does? Let me give my opinion. Absolutely. If my Bible was destroyed by another country, I would ask that country to apologize.
Okay, but if your Bible were destroyed, you wouldn't riot and kill 2 other people because of it.
Well,
that's what happened in Afghanistan. And I can understand that the commander probably called the White House and the National Security Advisor and said, it'll be better for us in the long run if we just apologize and move on. But it would have been nice to have like a PS at the bottom that said, by the way, thousands of our military men and women are there to protect you, to make sure that you can have freedom of religion. So let's have a little decorum.
Yeah, and I have to say, I would hate to upset these folks by burning a Koran. I mean, who knows? They might kill our people or send suicide bombs. Oh, wait, they already do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
very quickly, Governor Palin just said she's demanding an apology from the Afghan army for the killing of our 2 soldiers.
Well, I mean, they should. I agree with you. They shouldn't have rioted, but I just equate it to what would happen if I saw the Bible being burned.
But you wouldn't behead anybody.
No, I wouldn't behead it. Well, maybe. Well, no.
Can I ask a dumb question before we go?
Yeah.
Were they burning the Quran, or were they disposing of Quran?
Well, they're disposing anyway.
I think it's an acceptable way to dispose of them.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that. But anyway, coming up, will the Supreme Court strike down racial preferences at colleges, and how will that impact